Ridin Steel is brought to you in part by Ray Labby & Sons Excavation and Paving. Quality excavation and paving and commitment to community for over 60 years.
Hundred roaring engines riding steel, hearts gleaming in the sun, we're riding steel. The rubber hits the road, I'm done doing what I'm told. I'm doing what I want, riding steel. Leather on my back, and the wind in my face. I'm one with the highway and with the human race. This iron horse will separate the bull from what is real. It's the nature of the beast, we're riding steel. It's the nature of the beast, we're riding steel. We're riding steel.
Yeah, it's pretty clear, I ain't no size 2, but I can shake it like I'm supposed to. 'Cause I got that boom boom that all the boys chase, and all the right junk in all the right place. I see the magazines working that Photoshop. We know that stuff ain't real. Come on now, make it stop. If you got beauty, just raise them up. 'Cause every inch of you is perfect from the bottom to the top. Yeah, my mama, she told me don't worry about your size. She said boys like a little more booty to hold at night. And no, I won't be no stick figure silicone Barbie doll. So if that's what you're into, then go ahead and move along. Because you know I'm all about that bass, no treble. I'm all about that bass, no treble. I'm all about that bass,
Good morning and welcome back to Ridin Steel. I'm here at the Twitchell Airfield in Turner, Maine for the Kora Shriners' 4th annual fundraiser to benefit the Shriners Hospital nationwide. With me here is Brent Tanguay. He is instrumental in organizing this event, so to capture him for a couple of minutes here and hold him steady is quite a challenge because there's a lot of things, little loose ends to tie up all the time, right, Brent?
Yeah.
Right. So why don't you explain to the people how this event came to be and what the Shriners Hospitals offer, because we know that the Shriners Hospital treats burn victims and they are the state-of-the-art facility in providing that kind of treatment. But today we heard from a couple of people that aren't necessarily burn victims, but they are still benefiting from the generosity of the Shriners. So why don't you explain what's going on with that?
Well, each one of the Shriners Hospital has a specialty. The hospital in Boston specializes in burns, but now they're also doing some orthopedic work. And the hospital in Springfield, Massachusetts does exclusively orthopedic work. And in other hospitals, there's 3 other burn hospitals around the country and orthopedic hospitals and different children's specialties.
Right. There's a young lady here today. I believe she to be about 5 or 6 years of age. Has to wear special braces on her calves and ankles to keep her to be able to walk. And before the Shriners reached out, she was unable to walk, and her dad was is up on stage. You'll see that presentation shortly. But you know, to be a father and have a child that's unable to run and play like all the other children has got to be devastating, and you could see the gratitude in his face when he was up there thanking everybody for what you guys have done.
And now she can.
Exactly,
You know?
and she's in the bounce house having a good time today and everything. It's amazing, right?
Oh, yeah.
So, Brent, what's behind you becoming a Shriner and part of all this? What was the inspiration for you to join this group of this organization?
Started. Some of my friends were motorcyclists, and I like to ride motorcycles, and so we'd be riding all over, but they were also Shriners. And they would say, "Oh, I can't ride today. I've got a parade." I said, "What do you mean a parade?" well, we're Shriners, and we, drive these funny little cars. I said, well, that would be awesome. How do you do that? And so you have to become a Mason first. And so I said, well, okay. I checked into that, and that was it was a very good thing. So and I'm still active in my Mason Lodge. And so then I became a Shriner and started driving the funny little cars in the parades. And I said, well, this is great. But then the more I learned what the Shriners are really about, the helping children and having fun, I was just in awe of that they have 22 hospitals and all of the work that they do. And it was just like, well, this is really something that I can get behind, spend all my free time on, and it's just, become involved. And it's just been so gratifying to do events like this where it's a direct benefit to the hospitals. And,
right. So you've developed a sense of purpose in your life, haven't you?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Previous to this, I would, I had a job or owned a business, and it was all about work, and this is just really a great sense of purpose.
Excellent. And if there's, of course, the viewers are watching this interview and everything, and maybe they know of a child that needs assistance from one of your hospitals. How would they get a hold of you, Brent, and how would they seek out that help?
Well, you can ask any Shriner or call our Shrine Center, or there's 1-800 numbers. Anywhere in the country you can go, and like, for example, here in Maine, if we have a child that needs our services, we help them with transportation even to get to the hospital and we have different outreach clinics that we hold locally to, for patients who, want to be diagnosed and go from there.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for taking a few minutes with me. There's a lot going on here today. There are antique cars here. Well, there's cars of all types. People restore these old cars. There's a lot of motorcyclists. There's ATVs. I'm getting ready for a barbecue taste testing contest here pretty soon. I'm one of the judges, so my next interview, this belly that you're looking at, might be a little bit bigger. So stay tuned, folks. We'll be right back. Please consider helping John and Linda Gregoire's vision for Hope JG become a reality, and join us for the ALS Ride 2016 in memory of Robert York. This ride takes place out of Raven's Roost on 103 Pleasant Street, Brunswick, Maine on June 26 at 11 a.m. Join us for Marley's Ride Sunday, May 15, 2016 at Pepper's Bar and Grill in Winthrop, Maine, and help support the Julie Kluge Camp for Girls. On June 4th, it's the 8th annual Chris Collin Ride, which takes place out of Bentley Saloon in Arundel, Maine. Please go to www.ridinsteel.com for details. Where are you from? What's your name?
My name is Dave Gilchrist, and I'm from Lewiston.
Right, now you part of the Kora Shriners?
I am a Shriner.
You are a Shriner?
Yes.
Okay, and a biker?
Yes,
After 15 years of
That's
being
right.
off the road, you are back on.
I am back on, and this is really the first real ride, and we're looking forward to it.
Yeah, you excited?
I am indeed.
Good, and have a great time, all right?
Thank
Stay
you
safe.
very, very much.
Stay safe.
Amen.
Nothing till I came along. What you thought was love was only in your head, especially once you let the dog into the bed. Admit it, your kids were your life from the start. I was simply your bankroll, that was my only part. You couldn't reconcile that I too wasn't your kid. You didn't want a lover, never did. Your pretensions belie what you know is wrong. Just remember you had nothing till I came along.
We never have nothing nice.
Well, the dog chewed it up,
I can't buy any new clothes.
cause you're sitting on your butt.
I need to try something new.
Yeah, and I'll pay for that. I'm your #1 genuine gold-plated doorman. I'll do that again. the dog chewed it up.
I can't buy any new clothes.
'Cause you're sitting on your butt.
I need to try something new.
Yeah, and I'll pay for that. I'm your A1 genuine gold-plated doormat. Oh, life will go on. I'll get a job at 10. Turn the lights off, stop the paper, disconnect the cable again. Guess I'll drive a lot less and go back to super lunch. If I do all that, I'll likely save a bunch. I can't let this get me down. I just got some work to do. Reevaluate my position with respect to. Gonna get on my feet. I'll keep on keeping on. Just remember, I had nothing once a time upon.
So this morning we're here for our 4th annual Kora Cares for Kids charity ride benefiting Shriners Hospitals for Children. We're fortunate this morning. We've got some of our Shrine patients here that I'll introduce in just a minute so you can hear their stories and have a better understanding of why we're here today and the cause we're working for. But before we do that, it's my pleasure to introduce, well, I guess he is my friend. It's just a little disturbing, trust me, but anyways, the potentate of Kora Temple for the year 2015, illustrious Sir Rick Hersom.
Thank you, Tim. Thank you, Timmy. But just remember who the boss is for another 4 or 5 months. So, good morning, everyone. Welcome. Thank you for being here, and thanking you for supporting Kora Temple and Shriners Hospitals for Children. It's a great event we're having here today. A lot of fun. It's unbelievable. All the four-wheelers, bikes, the cars are great, and once again, this area and the areas around us supported us so well this year and continue to support Kora Temple and what we stand for, taking care of kids. And today we're helping make a difference in the life of a child, and that's what we're all about. And Timmy and all the guys, Brent, Barry, everybody that's put this event together today, kudos to you and a great job. So, Tim?
Thank you, Rick. Appreciate it. Rick will be participating in the ride today. I suggest that whoever's in front or rear of him pay very, very close attention. All right, without further ado, today we are here benefiting Shriners Hospitals for Children. For those Shrine noble friends of mine, they know that I'm pretty passionate about 3 things in my life: my family, my friends, and Shriners Hospitals for Children. I'm fortunate enough to sit on the Board of Governors at Springfield, Massachusetts, our orthopedic hospital down there. I get to go there a couple days every month and to see the work that our unbelievable staff and physicians do every day. So today, without further ado, I'd like to bring up Mr. Barry Conant and his son Jared. And they were at one of our outreach clinics in Lawson, where the staff from Springfield comes up and does follow-up appointments with our patients. And Barry and I had a very great chat, and I think you'll appreciate his story along with his son Jared. So, Barry, if you'd like to say a few words.
Thank you for having us. This is a great format, great weather, and what I've found out over my lifetime is how incredibly generous Shriners are. And I saw that with some of my friends, siblings growing up, and now I'm seeing it as my son and I are going through our challenges. So about 4.5 years ago, my son's phys ed teacher was seeing some things in my son that she hadn't witnessed before in any of her classes. So she brought it to my attention, and we started having my son see some specialists, and he was diagnosed with what is called Duchenne's muscular dystrophy. Duchenne's is not curable. It's a terminal disease. It's something that he'll be living with for the rest of his life. It's one of 43 muscle diseases, and right now it's affecting his legs. He's been more and more in this wheelchair the last few months. He actually played Little League this year in Yarmouth and actually was named to their all-star team, so I'm very proud of that. So my first experience with the Shrine and the Shriners, through my son's disease was a friend of mine asked if I'd even thought about contacting the hospital or any of the hospitals, and actually I had not. When you have a child that has a disease like my son, there's so many things that are going through your mind. And sometimes you need some people to help you guide through this process. And a good friend of mine asked me if I had an interest in some help through the hospital in Springfield. So I got a referral. We made our first appointment, and we went down there about 3 years ago. Now, our days are extremely grinding and challenging. So when I get to the hospital in Springfield, I wasn't sure what I was going to find. But here is a Shriner out there in the parking lot, and there's umpteen things that are fun he could do in a day. This guy had the biggest smile on his face and welcomed us in an incredible way in that parking lot. I could not believe the sense of relief and relaxation and how good I felt. My initial impression getting not even into the building yet. Once we go through the doors, there was a couple of lovely ladies there asking us why we were there, where we were going to, and kindly pointed us in the right direction. Went down and got checked in. Those ladies were wonderful. And then I saw these women that a lot older than I am, that were down on the floor. Probably these ladies were in their 70s. They down on the floor playing with these kids and acting just like kids and having the times of their life. And then we got to see our doctors, and our doctors have given us a plan. Each time we go there, there's something different we need to be doing. Either it's with his night splints he wears, they make adjustments to his wheelchairs, they do x-rays to let us know, let me kind of know where things are going to be over the next 6 months. So it's an incredible warm feeling that I have. There's a lot of help that we're going to need throughout the next several years, and it's not possible for me to give my son the kind of life he needs without the assistance of not just the Shriners, but people like you, the people in the town we live with. So it's very comforting for me to look out here today and see all these welcoming faces, and the fact that I know when things are going to get a lot tougher, that you guys are going to help us. So I want to thank you for having us today.
I have another patient that I'd like to introduce to you now. This young lady and her mom came to us basically through another Shriner. He called me one day and said, you know, this young girl is very active in dance and stuff like that. She's got scoliosis to a degree, and you know, they'd like to have a second opinion. So I called and I spoke to the mom and got her set up to get down to Springfield. She currently is on her second brace, I believe now. She's going back down to the hospital next Tuesday. She's a very active 12-year-old. She does dance. She does a lot of things, and the best thing I can say about it is now they're my friends. We talk on a regular basis, and my life is enriched because of their company. So I'd like to introduce Olivia and Nancy Lee, if you'd kindly come up.
Okay. Thank you for everything for Shriners Harbor to Olivia, and we appreciate everything they done. Thank you.
Thank you.
You know, I was teasing them. They don't like to have me bring them up in public and stuff. But you know, one of the things we do is we treat our patients regardless of their family's ability to pay. You know, when we first brought Olivia into our system, we wanted to take her down and get her an MRI, and unfortunately there was a piece of paperwork that wasn't done correctly, so Nancy got a bill in the mail for $1,500. She called me, she was all like, what am I going to do? I said, don't worry about it. Just don't worry about it. We're going to take care of it. So those are the things that we're able to do because of the generosity of everybody in this field today. To date, I think the first 3 years, this event has raised over $20,000. We're certainly looking to add to that today. It's going to be a great day. I got one more here. Matt Pettengill, why don't you come on up here? This is an interesting story with his daughter Isabel. 4 or 5 years ago, we somehow got in contact, and Izzy, as you can see, needed some help. Well, back then she couldn't even do what she's doing now. So we got her down to Springfield, and we got her braced up, and this little girl has grown tremendously over the last 3 or 4 years. I'm blessed to be able to see him a couple times a year. So we'll have Dad and Sister and Isabel come up here and just share their story quickly before we break off.
Well, this kind of brings tears to my face right now, but my baby girl has grown so much, and it's all thanks to you guys. You know, it took her till probably the age of 2 before she could actually start walking, and that only happened with the assistance of her braces and her walker. I'm sorry. Just means a lot to us. You know, it's really tough. She's come a long way, and you know, we really appreciate all you've done for us. You know, her big sister's helped a lot. You know, she's made it down to Springfield a couple times. It's a long ride. If you've all driven through Worcester, it's probably not the best drive down, but you know, we appreciate Shriners has done, you know, as much as they can for us, and it's awesome. The people like all of you and the Shriners, the hospitals are amazing. You know, they really meant to help kids out and really make the experience a great time for them and make it not really going to the hospital. It makes it fun for them, and them coming up, it's up to the Lewiston area a couple times a year. That's super helpful, I'm sure, for myself and for all the other families as well. And then, you know, we go down, we fit her for her braces, and then we go down to Springfield to pick them up, and it really helps us out. It helps the kids out as well. So, again, thank you for all your help and support, and, you know, we all appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, Matt. When I first met Izzy, I think the first year they were here, I gave her a little teddy bear. Do we still have that teddy bear, Izzy? Yeah, good, good. And hence is why we kind of like this little teddy bear ride-in theme we got going on here. But here again, folks, I mean, this is what we're here for today, is to help, you know, beautiful little girls like Isabel live a better quality life, and I can tell you in the last year and a half, I think we've accomplished that with her, because when I first met her, she couldn't walk at all. So it's a wonderful thing. She's a healthy young girl and a beautiful girl, and Big Sis has been here right along. Last year we had the lobster feed here, and we got rained on, we got poured on and stuff, but guess what? We're all still smiling, and so we had a great day. So thanks again. Appreciate you being here. All right, take care. Nice to see you. Thanks, folks. All right, there you have it, folks. Another story of what we're here today. So listen, everybody go out there, ride safe. We look forward to seeing you back in a couple hours. Thanks again.
You can help support the Shriners Hospitals for Orthopedics and Burn Victims by joining us on August 27th for the 5th Annual Kora Care for Kids Ride-In, to be held at Twitchell Airfield in Turner, Maine. Great barbecue food, vendors, raffles, and music by Motor Booty Affair. Go to our calendar at ridinsteel.com for details. Please consider helping John and Linda Gregoire's vision for Hope JG become a reality, and join us for the ALS Ride 2016 in memory of Robert York. This ride takes place out of Raven's Roost on 103 Pleasant Street, Brunswick, Maine on June 26 at 11 a.m. Join us for Marley's Ride Sunday, May 15, 2016 at Pepper's Bar and Grill in Winthrop, Maine, and help support the Julie Kluge Camp for Girls. On June 4th, it's the 8th annual Chris Collin Ride, which takes place out of Bentley Saloon in Arundel, Maine. Please go to www.ridinsteel.com for details. All right, we just got done with the judging contest of 5 different barbecue chefs.
Chicken, that was amazing.
And if you look closely, you'll see that this ab has really gotten a workout in that taste. Deborah is sucking it in. I'm here with Deborah Moser, who is here at our booth for Bikers Against Bullying, and she is part of Ride Maine magazine and Cruise Maine
magazine. Yep.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And Deborah was one of the judges as well. But we're going to talk a little bit about Ride Maine and Cruise Maine.
Sure.
And why don't you tell the folks at home what it's all about?
Okay, Ride Maine magazine is actually Maine's #1 magazine for people that are riding motorcycles across the state, and we actually send that magazine out to 32 states and 5 countries, believe it or not, as well as all the clubs and motorcycle people across the state, and it tells them where to go to find motorcycle-friendly places to stay and eat and shop, and also some excellent rides across the state as well. So.
Right, and these magazines are displayed throughout, thousands of different venues, right? I mean, literally.
Absolutely. They go into chambers of commerce, tourism centers, all of our advertisers, as well as hotels, as well as through the
yeah, I've even seen them in gas stations.
One of the things we want to do is to actually help people that don't live here understand the dynamics of what the state of Maine is all about. And even though I wasn't born here, I'm not native to Maine. I've lived here for well over 20 years, and I just love the state, and I love sharing it with other people, and so that they can understand. That's why this magazine is so important, to encourage people to come in and not only ride their motorcycles, but just visit the state. You know.
I share your same sentiments. I am a Mainer. I grew up in Augusta, Maine. I was born and raised there, and every weekend I'm out on rides, charity rides and stuff, and I never get bored. In the state of Maine, if you're traveling these roads, there is just so much to look at that no matter how many times I traveled the same road, I see something different every time. And it's scenic, it's beautiful. The rural part of Maine is awesome to experience. So Ride Maine magazine started about 8 years ago, right?
2007, yes. 2007 was our first year.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I came around in 2008 with Ridin Steel, and we both kind of like work in tandem with each other. We're more supportive of each other now than ever, but definitely we both have this share the same interests. I promote charity rides, of course, and I noticed that your magazine does the same thing.
Absolutely, we love supporting charities, especially like this one right here. It's one of the really great things that we get to do is to get out there and meet people in many different areas where they're having a hard time and need social and community support, because I think that is such a big part of what we do. Why not get the word out there and really get people what they need? And also, too, with today's technology that's actually happening, you can also find us online at our website, ridemaine.net, as well as you can find a copy online to read there as well, too. So.
Well, what do you think of the Kora Shriners event?
Oh, it's wonderful. It's such a great success. I love supporting this group. I think they are such a worthy cause and just worth repeating over and over and over again. We'll be back each year. I know we will.
Right. And we're here, to stand behind a table, sit behind a table, and anybody who walks by, we introduce ourselves to them and let them know what we're about, and you get to meet some very wonderful people that way.
Yep.
You raise awareness about what we're about.
Yep, absolutely.
Talking to people about bullying and stuff. I haven't met a single person here today that hasn't experienced it in their lives, that doesn't have children or grandchildren for that matter, that are going through some of it themselves, and so they get it and they understand. And I'm here to spread that message, basically.
And I think that's a wonderful message, Steve.
I'm
so proud of you for actually doing all of
Well,
that.
thank you very much. With our kids, being devastated by such treatment, bullying and stuff, they're literally taking their lives. I want to thank you for taking a few minutes with me, and it's been fun sharing this booth with you today.
Oh, and it's been fun for me, too.
Excellent. Ridin Steel is brought to you in part by Ray Labby & Sons Excavation and Paving. Quality excavation and paving and commitment to community for over 60 years. Look for your free issue of Ride Maine, New Hampshire, or Vermont at your local bike shop, tavern, hotel, or convenience store.